Hello, everyone. I'm Miss Ashley, and it's a beautiful day here at San Marcos Public Library. Thank you for joining me for another puppet show. Today's puppet show story is one of my very favorites. That's right, The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. If you haven't heard this story before, then you are in for a treat as we join Peter Rabbit in exploring Mr. Mcgregor's garden. As you know, little rabbits love vegetables, and the only place that Peter can find vegetables is in the garden. But he'd better watch out for Mr. Mcgregor. Let's all get ready to hop like bunnies, and let's see what happens to Peter Rabbit. I hope you enjoy the show. The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. Once upon a time there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, and Peter, who was very naughty. They lived with their mother in a sandbank underneath the root of a very big fir tree.
Peter Rabbit!
What do you want, Mommy?
I'd like you to go to the woods and pick blackberries for supper tonight.
How about if I pick lettuce and radishes instead? They taste better. Mmm.
Lettuce and radishes are good, but I'm afraid you can't find any in the woods.
I could find plenty in Mr. Mcgregor's garden.
Peter Weston Rabbit! Don't you dare go into Mr. Mcgregor's garden. You'll end up in a pie if he catches you.
He could never catch me because I can run really fast. Watch.
I don't care how fast you can run. You are not to go anywhere near that garden. Do you understand?
Yes, Mommy.
Good. Now run along to the woods for the blackberries. I'm going to buy buns and bread at the baker's.
Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went through the wood to the baker's.
Mommy's just an old worrywart. Nothing could ever happen to me, so I'll just go over to Mr. Mcgregor's garden and have a little snack.
Peter ran straight away to Mr. Mcgregor's garden and squeezed under the gate.
These vegetables sure look good.
First he ate some lettuces and some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. But round the end of a cucumber frame, who should he meet but Mr. Mcgregor?
Stop, thief!
Ah!
Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages, and the other shoe amongst the potatoes. After losing them, he ran into a gooseberry net and got caught by the large buttons on his jacket. It was a blue jacket with brass buttons, quite new. Mr. Mcgregor caught sight of him and started running towards Peter, calling out,
Stop, thief!
But Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him, and rushed into the tool shed.
Whew! I'll hide in here until I catch my breath. If I jump into this watering can, Mr. Mcgregor will never find me. Ooh, it's cold and wet in here. I hope I don't have to hide in this can very long.
Mr. Mcgregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed.
I saw that varmint hop in here. Now where did he go?
Achoo!
There he is.
Ah!
Stop, thief!
Ah!
Peter jumped out of the watering can and squeezed out of a window, upsetting 3 plants. Suddenly, quite close to him was the gate. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the wood outside the garden.
Whew! That was close, but I'm safe outside now. Achoo! I don't feel very good. I'd better go home. I'm home.
Good. I was getting worried about you. Oh dear, you're catching cold. I'd better get you some chamomile tea.
She wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight.
Drink some of this now.
No, I hate chamomile tea.
But it's very good for you. Now drink it.
Oh, all right.
That wasn't so bad now, was it?
Yuck.
Come to bed now, Peter.
But it isn't 8 o'clock yet.
I know, but sick little rabbits need extra sleep.
I don't want to go to sleep.
Good night, Peter.
I'm never going into Mr. Mcgregor's garden again. It's too much trouble.